Okay, Paul, so here is our drum roll moment. I could not believe my eyes. How incredible is this? Now, these are, they fly out the door. They're classics, our basics at the regular HSN price because they're crazy. Today, we're offering the 18-inch on sale at $19.95 and 4 flex pays, that's $5, will be your first monthly payment. The 24-inch first time at this special sale price of $26.79. And that was originally $38.25. And then our 30-inch was originally $48.50. It's $29.95. Also all available for flex payments, all diamond cut, made in Italy. Take a look at that lobster claw clasp, the wonderful findings. If you would like the 24-inch, it is already last call. I have 90 now remaining and getting really very limited in the 18 and the 30-inch. So the history of the rope, we always love talking about that, Paul. It's the, really, it's one of the it's the oldest that has been documented in a chain, and it continues to be the #1 most popular chain in the world.
It's funny how it continues to be that, but I think it's a lot about the way it feels, the way it works with your pendants, what our eye expects to see. You know, the very first rope chain jewelry were ropes that were woven by sailors who were at sea, and they spent their time weaving something to take home to their wife, to their girlfriend. When they got home, they had a present for her, and that's where the first rope jewelry came from. Well, fast forward to today, and now we make them in beautiful gold. Here's the thing I'm going to tell you about these. I have worked for jewelry companies all over the world, from Paris to Switzerland to Italy to Germany to New York. You know that about me. And I have worked in every precious metal that we can. And I can tell you that this chain is indistinguishable from a solid 18 karat gold Italian chain. You cannot tell. I cannot tell. Your jeweler cannot tell. I don't care what store you walk into, they cannot tell. It looks and feels and acts and moves like a solid 18 karat chain from Italy. Why? Because we use the exact same workshops where we make them in 18 karat gold. If I'm the big red box store, as an example, and I'm going to offer my customers an 18 karat gold rope chain, and they do, guess where they make them?
Italy.
In Italy.
Yeah.
That's where they don't have their own 18 karat gold rope chain manufacturing workshop. They buy them in Italy from the folks who have been making them for hundreds of years, and nobody does it better. You know, I had to laugh. The Italians got a lot of criticism at one point because they sold their machinery and patents to the Chinese to make jewelry. And it was something that was very controversial because before that, the thinking was that no one could ever copy the Italians because they had the machinery, they had invented the machinery. Well, the Italians just laughed. They said, they won't be able to run it, it's fine. And they weren't kidding. You can see a rope chain made in any other country and it looks like cardboard. It doesn't do. This is Italian made from across the street, from down the block, at the end of the airport, across a restaurant. I can see you in this, and my mind will say, that's a solid gold chain that woman has on. I bet she's doing okay. I would never know. Never.
Even from the just in your hands, the feel.
No.
How substantial it is, Paul, especially in the diamond cutting where it would be a solid piece. We did sell out of the 24-inch. We have the 18 now available at $19.95 is final call. And then we also have, of course, the 30-inch. So you talk about, that's a hard length to find in retail. And especially—
It's a hard length to afford.
Well, that's it, because it's more expensive. And you know what? I think it's one of the most requested lengths to showcase. Okay, 18-inch just sold out, so 30-inch only. But that just read my mind here, because the top requested length for a chain that to hold a beautiful coin pendant is 30 inches. So that's exactly what we have available. It's the first time ever at this special sale price, and we have, I wanna say, less than a minute right now. I wanted to showcase a little, speaking of the 30-inch, look how gorgeous that is with this coin.
Fabulous.
We will show that in just a few moments because it's like a crazy, crazy opportunity buy, so don't miss out. Here we go. Necklace, that 30 inches gone too? Oh my goodness. Okay, we're counting everyone in the ordering process, so please hang in there until you hear that it's completely 100% sold out, but we are gonna move on. Okay, you know what else is gonna sell out?